Welcome to Wrestling News WWE, your home for wrestling news and updates. The lights go out, the arena roars. What was supposed to be the usual march towards Survivor Series erupted into chaos when SmackDown closed with a scene straight out of a Hollywood thriller. Drew McIntyre and the Vision laying waste to Cody Rhodes and the Usos. Paul Heyman standing tall in the middle of the wreckage. And the WWE Universe left starring at screens as the WarGames rosters continued to swell with names nobody should have been able to write. The building tension wasn't just because a new team member might be added. It was because every week WWE keeps threatening to turn the dial to 11, and this week they might have broken the tuner. The announced WarGames match already had fireworks. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso versus Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre, and fans were already buzzing about who the two remaining spots would be. Then a rumor that Roman Reigns might be involved went from whisper to headline overnight. And by the time SmackDown left the air, speculation had become a full-on storyline. Well, let's lay out the canvas before we paint the picture. Survivor Series WarGames is set for November 29, 2025 at Petco Park in San Diego, a stadium-sized Survivor Series that promises spectacle and consequence. WWE officially confirmed a men's WarGames match featuring big names on both sides. In the last few episodes of Raw and SmackDown, the pieces have been falling into place. Jimmy Uso joined the babyface side. Drew McIntyre answered Paul Heyman's call and aligned himself with the Vision. Logan Paul's shocking turn has locked him onto the heel side alongside Breakker and Reed. And CM Punk and Cody Rhodes remain at the core of the babyface squad. Will the final pieces be giants like Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar? That's the question WWE planted in every Twitter thread and wrestling forum. These are the facts the story will build on. And a stage is primed for a revelation that could reshape WWE's landscape. WarGames has always been about chaos and unity. Two teams stuck in a steel prison where strategy, brutality, and timing decide who walks out. But Survivor Series 2025 is more than a cage match. It's a narrative crossroads. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, two of the era's most compelling protagonists, are fighting to preserve momentum and credibility against a heel alliance heavily marketed as the Vision, a faction built around dominance, intimidation, and Paul Heyman's cunning. On the other side, Breakker, Reed, Logan Paul, and McIntyre bring raw force and star power. Whoever the final members are will tilt the match's balance not only in terms of muscle or pedigree, but in the moral and emotional undercurrent. Is this a story about unity among the underdogs or a dramatic swerve where alliances crumble and new empires rise? The answer could redefine championship pictures and backstage status for months to come. Pro Wrestling Net picture the scene. Survivor Series week is in full swing. The buzz is electric and SmackDown runs a special segment billed as a surprise that will change everything. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk are backstage, trading barbs with a nervous energy of soldiers preparing for battle. The O's stand tall, stoic, and ready. Suddenly, the Titantron cuts to black, and when it lights again, the unmistakable silhouette of Roman Reigns emerges. The crowd and commentators gasp. Roman walks down the aisle not as a guest or an interloper, but with purpose. This is a deliberate, calculated reveal. He steps in a frame, looks at Cody, nods to Punk, and declares that the fate of this war will be decided together. The arena loses its voice. Whether the reveal is a heel-face swerve or a long-term alliance, the narrative impact is seismic. Roman Reigns, the kingpin of modern WWE, choosing to stand with Cody Rhodes and CM Punk reorients loyalties and rewrites expectations. This script follows the user's requested creative beat. Roman Reigns is revealed as team Cody Punk's fifth member. Roman Reigns isn't just another name. He's the archetype of the modern main event, gravitational, controversial, and a megaphone for consequence. By aligning with Cody and Punk, Roman embodies an uneasy truce between different eras and philosophies in WWE, the dynasty builder pragmatism and the renegade soul of Punk and the everyman saviorism of Cody. For fans, this creates a delicious cognitive dissonance. Will Roman's presence galvanize the babyface team into a dominant force, or will old tensions, power control, and ego crack the facade? The storytelling possibilities explode. Backstage power struggles, promos dripping with tension, and in-ring psychology where Roman's moves and packing shift the match tempo. He can be the brawler who stops Breakker's momentum, the strategist who keeps Punk and Cody focused, or the wild card whose very presence forces the Vision into riskier tactics. This isn't just a numbers game, it's a chess match. With a bulldozer, Wikipedia, Paul Heyman and the Vision aren't the type to take any loss lying down. If Roman Reigns walks into the babyface locker room, Heyman's mind will already be in motion. Manipulate the contract clauses, pry at Roman's loyalties, and exploit any hint of mistrust between the new allies. Drew McIntyre, recently recruited, offers brute force and a dangerous willingness to do Heyman's dirty work. Logan Paul's betrayal added an emotional sting to Punk and Cody's narrative, and Breakker and Reed are wild cards capable of sudden brutality. Expect Heyman to orchestrate setups, ambushes, and psychological warfare in the weeks leading to WarGames, backstage confrontations, contract loopholes, and perhaps a verbal chess match where Heyman tries to bait Roman into revealing hidden agendas. The heels will be smart. If Roman is their opposite number, Heyman will aim to make Roman's decision look like the mistake, not the salvation. WarGames isn't a standard tag match, it's a brutal ballet. With timing, entrances, and trap variables. With Roman in the babyface corner, the matchup becomes more complex. Cody can play the galvanizer, the heart, and the strategic ringleader, while Punk uses his brawling unpredictability to create chaos. The Yos are lightning quick and practiced with tandem offense, ideal for cutting down rolling threats. Roman's role would likely be the closer, a presence that stabilizes momentum shifts and puts the match's most dangerous threats on notice. Against Breakker and Reed. Roman's experience with big men and high-stakes single psychology would be invaluable. McIntyre brings a one-on-one threat that forces Roman and Cody to choose their targets intelligently. Logan Paul's aerial risk factor and sting can create sudden swing moments. In short, Roman's presence levels up the babyface team's in-ring versatility and endurance management. Pro Wrestling. The storytelling leading up to WarGames must be relentless. Promos will have to play the long game, alternating between overt hype and subtext. Imagine CM Punk cutting a scathing promo about loyalty and the cost of betrayal, punctuated by Roman's quiet interjections about protecting something larger than himself. Cody can act as the narrative heartbeat, telling the story of legacy and sacrifice, while Roman's comments are shorter, colder, and heavy with implication. Heyman will answer with guile, promising retribution and painting his crew as architects of a new era. These promos need to escalate. Emotional one-on-one confrontations. Subtle double-meaning lines, and vignettes that show Roman training with the Yos, Punk walking into trouble alone, and the heel team planning cold-blooded ambushes. The aim is simple: make every promo feel like a drop of fuel on a fire that can only be extinguished in the steel. WWE in today's wrestling ecosystem. Social clips. When the war, imagine 3 to 10 second viral clips. Roman's lone walk to the ring with a close-up on his eyes. A split second where Punk and Roman lock eyes and share a nod that says "this is bigger than us." A frantic Jimmy Uso save that becomes a dozen meme formats. Or Logan Paul's betrayal moment replayed with reaction montages. You need micro stories that are shareable, short, emotionally resonant, and visually strong. That's how this match will explode online, and how SUPLEX SAGA can dominate the narrative conversation by creating focused breakdown videos highlighting those exact moments. Caged seats for pro wrestling fans. This is Wrestling News WWE signing off with a challenge to the WWE Universe. Watch closely, because Survivor Series could be the night everything changes. Roman Reigns walking into this story isn't just a twist, it's a wager on the next era of WWE storytelling. Will it pay off? We'll analyze every beat, clip, and reaction as the weeks unfold. For now, if you're a fan watching at home, hold your breath, take notes, and we'll break down every whispered promise and every brutal move come November 29th at Petco Park. Wrestling News WWE will be there to tell you what it all means. See you in the cage.